right now, I'm 100% positive that prayers have a way. I'm sorry, we couldn't sleep الفترة اللي فاتت. A lot of us couldn't sleep. Those who care about the humanitarian aid or humanitarian anything, those who care about the human life, right? We could not sleep for the past 2 weeks. We couldn't live a normal life. And we were getting a lot of pressure. We were getting a lot of pressure inside out. And of course, all of the frustrations about the stupid, silly, backstabbers who think we can't do crap about it. But I guess our diplomatic power is extremely strong. I mean, we've been seeing right now, a lot of people were thinking, well, why didn't you just go ahead and invade? Why didn't you just go ahead and use power? All those voices of like, I'm sorry, if you get on a microphone and you get all loud and you speak with your lungs and you yell and all that stuff, know that you're weak, and all those voices who want to just like clear out the other side and those extreme voices every single where. I mean, it's been a nightmare. And all I care about as a May at the moment, all I care about is those people who are suffering, they need help, and my own nation to stay safe. And two things I care about. If you're suffering, you're gonna need help. We're gonna help as much as possible. قد ما نقدر. And my nation to stay safe. And so today I had the dream of الأذان بيدن. I had a dream of the literally I saw the mosque with Adam Bidden, and then I woke up, I'm like, bam, the news is like, bam, the borders are open for humanitarian aid right now to pass through. So that means there has been some negotiations and settlements between our powers, between our diplomatic powers. Is it better to work out situations like this with diplomatic powers or by force and miscalculations? I know you guys, normal people, are not going to understand. Well, this is the sad part. The sad part is الوعي العام مش هيبقى فاهم يعني ايه دبلوماسية أصلا، ويعني ايه قوات عالمية بتتحشد، ويعني ايه الريسك اسسمنت، ويعني ايه ريسك اصلا. الوعي العام هيبقى يعني الى حد ما مشحون عاطفيا وخلاص وشكرا على كده. وفي نفس الوقت الشعوب العربية دايما مش تبقى مشحون عاطفيا على ولا حاجة. يعني انت هتهلل وتجعجع وفي الاخر مش هتاخد حاجة. انت لو عاشرت الامريكان او الغرب، لو عاشرتهم وعرفت مثلا بيبقى عندهم مصيبة سوداء، حد بيتسجن، حد بيتذبح، حد بيتثبت، انا مثلا حد بيثبتني I'm trying to negotiate ان انت ما تضربش النار عليا. خلاص انت نعم ايه الديل اللي نعمله عشان ما تضربش النار عليا وانا في لحظة ان في نار واقفة في وشي. ودي حصلت كذا مرة، حرفيا حصلت معايا كذا مرة. يعني ما بين ان انا اتثبت وما بين ان انا اتكلبشت وما بين حاجات كتيرة جدا and I'm trying to negotiate. فالجعجعة والزعيق وانت مش هتقدر وانت تقدر والقوة ويأخذ وما يأخذ وكل الحاجات اللي كانت في الساحة دي من البشر. وتعالوا نخصب الفنان ده يطلع يقول كلام معرفش ايه ونزنق اللعيب ده انه يقول كذا. all this was crazy nonsense. I mean it did not help the people. I mean if you really genuinely لو حد فيكم من اللي كانوا بيعملوا اي نوع من انواع الجعجعة ولازم نخش بقوة ونفرض سيادتنا ونفرض عضلاتنا ونخش نموت كل فرنجة دول ونقضي عليهم تماما ونسحق الارض سحيق all this. اولا الكلام ده بقى متاخد عليك ان انت كده ايه يعني عنيف وصعب المعاملة معاك. انا جاي ببص على معاهدات السلام اللي جاية، ببص على البيزنس اللي جاي، ببص على الاقتصاد المصري، انا ببص على الخطوات اللي جايه، ببص على ان شاء الله ادم مصر قدرت تعمل diplomatic negotiations عشان المعبر يفتح. then باذن الله مصر might do the same thing with all these forces. besides الفورسز دي اتقالت من بقهم اتقالت ان هي مش جايه لمصر، ده هي جايه لايران مثلا. maybe مصر will have diplomatic influence over Iran. you have no clue الدبلوماتيك influence ممكن يروح لفين. المشهد النهارده انا لسه ما عادش عليه بقى، بس كان like اللي هو السامت فور بيس، كايرو سامت فور بيس، مؤتمر القاهرة للسلام، اللي هو افتكرت غصب عني كامب ديفيد اللي كان مستخبي في حتة في ولاية من الولايات المتحدة، مستخبي بين شوية زرع وكده. والمشهد اللي حصل مع السادات الله يرحمه كان ايه، ما كانش بالكبر وبالعظمة دي. so right now we at this very moment على الأراضي المصرية we have personnels, I guess political personnel or diplomatic personnel from all over the world negotiating and thinking and of what to do and how to handle this situation and how to de-escalate the tensions. I would definitely recommend a few things if anybody cares. I'm just recommending for hell, I guess. I would recommend to tone down on the language of hate, like on both sides. If you're in the States and you're listening and you don't understand what's really happening in the Middle Eastern region, do not use hate. And if you're in the Middle Eastern region and you're just seeing the very emotional pictures of kids in the hospital losing their lives, do not use the language of hate, of hating a certain religion or hating a certain race. Do not generalize that all the Jewish people are evil, or all the Jewish people are always victims, and all this. It's not smart trying to get it to where it becomes a religious war instead of like a conflict. We're trying to, as much as possible, to keep it as a conflict. Yes, a lot of things happen that are against the laws and the norms and all that, but we're trying to calm it down, to bring it down to a conflict and how to resolve this conflict. This needs a lot of freaking diplomatic power. This needs a lot of people, a lot of cards, a lot of negotiations. It needs some serious negotiations, especially that you're negotiating over human lives. وما تنساش برضو that some people are still at the moment so-called hostages. So the hostage situation needs to be cleared and negotiated. So you have to look at the world. أنا ما أعرفش بتكلم إنجليزي ليه. Maybe أنا بتكلم إنجليزي for those who are speaking, for I don't know, for those who are negotiating. You have to look at the world from both perspectives. For a second, you have to put yourself in their shoes. You have to put yourself in the American shoes, and you have to measure out the kind of powers needed. So, because none of us realistically, من غير ما أعرف too much information, realistically, we're all going through economic crisis. The whole globe is going through economic crisis. The States is going through economic crisis, the inflations, the migrations between people in the States. The Congress is still paralyzed. In London has an economic crisis. Everybody has economic crisis right now. So going into a bigger conflict, making it a bigger war that would include the whole region, will make us all lose and then start over. It's gonna be literally, it's a stupid decision. It will be just a stupid decision, but one-man decision. So it's probably one-man decision that's gonna make us all go. Maybe is it Netanyahu that needs to calm down and okay, listen, Netanyahu, we don't want to lose. Be the peace man. How about this? Somebody will talk to him and Biden and be the peace man, be the good guy now, or be the strong guy, be the guy who thinks of all humanity, all the economy, all everything around. That you're not gonna take the escalation to bring out all the nations around, because you don't know the possible reactions of the Arab nations, or maybe the Arab nations have no intentions into getting into any reactions. They will keep sitting there and watching if any escalations happen. But for us, for me, for most, I definitely genuinely care about my nation, and هي تبقى بالرقي ده, that we're angry, we're upset, we're sad, we're emotionally drained, especially that we're watching pictures that that are censored. You know, we don't, that social media has been censoring pictures from the West, so they can't share with us the same emotion. We're watching censored pictures, and it's hurting us so much. This propaganda of this dehumanization has been hurting us so much, but we're still using our minds, not our emotions. That's been big, and it's been hard for those who are just watching all this without resources and information. Like, I don't have information over what's happening. The only information I have, or believe I have, is that I know we have diplomatic powers. I know we have a strong nation. I know our leadership is wise. They have a sense of wisdom. We don't have a stupid leadership that says, "Oh yeah, let's go to war. Let's kill them all. Let's get crazy." We don't have that kind of leadership, actually. And we have a leadership that can meditate and negotiate. So that is historical. Today is kind of historical for Muslim's leadership. Again, beside the summit, I haven't yet dived in the summit yet. I haven't yet heard everything that's going on, but the presence of the summit, it's like Muslim is creating like a new United Nation or something like that, or it's actually showing the world like, hey, we have the ability to be global. We have the ability to be global peacemakers. And I prayed, man. What did I do? As a person of influence, as a Quwa Nama, they said, like, right now my social media is extremely limited. So honestly, I didn't do much. All I did is just, I cried a little bit and I prayed. I just prayed, and I tried to control myself from like saying things that are kind of that violate my humanitarian beliefs as much as possible. But I prayed hard. I prayed extra prayers for those people. I just prayed. I had to believe and pray. I told you in different videos about Ghaith and Ghaith al-Nas and Ghaith al-Nas. Everybody's talking about Masr will be sending Ghaith, and I'm like, you know what? No, it's God. God is going to be sending Ghaith. He's going to be sending Ghaith through us, through the other nations who want to wake up and send help. So we shouldn't take credit bigger than usual. So let's kind of put that in perspective. There is godly power going on that calms this side down and gets this side to negotiate its way into finding a safe passage to help those people in need. That's a big deal. What I really did is, again, pray. And then he answered me in my dream before I saw it on land. I got a dream of the Adhan, and then I woke up seeing the borders open. To me maybe this video is just for me and for my historical records. God just answered. Allah just answered you in your dream. You slept. Before you slept, you prayed for those people, and you're like, that's enough. I can't handle it, but I'm gonna try to sleep. And then you got the picture of the Adhan, and that's like a reference to that he's Akbar. Just like I keep saying, Allahu Akbar. This is it, Allahu Akbar. And then bam, I open the news channels, and the activists that we have from Masr, who are the fighters we have. I call them my friend. I call them my brothers and fighters, even though we don't talk. Like, I don't talk to them personally. I just watch how they fight, and how they defend in the defense. They fight in the defense side. They're just defending. All we do, Kullin of Masr or the Gund al-Masri, all his job in life is always defending. We never really intruded any nation with any aggression. We always defend. Even verbally we defend. And if we expand our political and diplomatic horizon, we can be able to become the mediators in the world. We can be able to become those people who are not controlling, but who are collaborating with the global laws of peace and of fairness. You know, we can be involved in, I don't want to say the police of the world like the states used to do, because right now the states had showed that she's not really doing a good job at that, or maybe the administration, and I'm free to say that, but we can, like, the international law of fairness, we can be part of this. We can be part of this so that we can bring every nation its own laws, its own fairness as well. Like, God forbid something happens to Venezuela. Why can't we have an Egyptian personnel, an Egyptian diplomat who would help in that? You know, maybe we'll see a rise in the Egyptian diplomat. Maybe we'll see Egyptian diplomats taking it to the next level. Like, they're well trained. Maybe we'll see them well trained. You know, they have an oath to serve God and all his nations. Like, you know, I mean, I have so much trust in the Egyptian personnel who is pure. I'm not going to say pure in terms of heart, but he has to be pure in terms of heart. Who doesn't have a personalized agenda. Who's doing their job properly to serve humanity. I would love to see that. And I actually would love for our diplomats, our new coming diplomats, to be like that. Agenda free. I don't have personal agenda. I'm doing the right thing. Just doing the right thing is لوحدها is nasr, is victory. Doing the right thing during all these the turmoil and, you know, blood and massacres and emotions, feeling, you know, people like us feeling, I feel like sometimes I feel like guilty for eating. You know, if they're not eating, I feel guilty if I'm seeing so many people suffering like that. But it gives us a reality check, all of us. Like, all of us right now had a reality check. Like, all right, what's your problem? Your problem is whatever problems you have. Look at others who have bigger problems, and maybe you should give a little care. You know, so if and when I see more of us, more of our generation, our Egyptian global minders, global mind thinkers, or, you know, those who think of the globe, who think outside of Masr, who think outside of the box, who think of global unity or global exchange or global peace or prosperity. How can we make a better world? Those are the people who can come out of here and collaborate with those other people who don't know much about us. Because some people in the West do not even know how we're really like. And maybe now they will be able to witness how we're really like. It's just our social media and mainstream media maybe, you know, is not yet using the language of peace, is not yet using the language of humanitarian aid, but, like, I'm saying, what if this happened to people in Venezuela? We should feel the same way. I don't want to be just feeling the same way that I'm feeling hurt about people from the same region or the same language, right? And then places in the world, I would ignore them. That hurts my humanity. Humanity is like you feel the same way about anybody in the world. The Venezuelan, the Mexican, the Argentinian, the, you know, German. If anybody's suffering, you should be feeling the same way for them, right? That's the language that I want to promote, the language of humanity. God said in the Quran al-Kareem, وَكَانَ اللَّهُ رَؤُوفًا بِالنَّاسِ, that He is kind to the people. He didn't choose the specific people. There isn't such a thing as the people of God or the children of God. There isn't really such a thing in the Quran. He loves us all. He created us all from His soul, and He loves us all, literally. So why can't Masr, Egypt, become again that center of the global humanitarian voice? And with the ability to, like, hey, we're a mile away, you know, call us, we're gonna help you in Venezuela, call us, we're gonna help you in the Argentine, we're gonna help you in Brazil. We're going to be there for you. We're going to send you diplomats. We're going to send you experts in negotiations. We're going to send you people who care for you, who will try to help. Hey, in America, you're going through a problem right now. Maybe you're going to be going through like inside trouble or whatnot. We're going to send you an Egyptian American who's going to help in that. Why can't we become this kind of power? This kind of power is not it's not the power that we're owning and conquering. It's the power of helping and serving humanity. There are so many of us like that. There are so many of us who care. There are Egyptian Americans, the people in the States that I know are like that. They would just go anywhere in the world to help and serve humanity. Why can't we be those kind of people? Instead of leaving the floor or the voices to those who have wrath and rage and ideas to conquer and ideas to all this stuff is, sometimes the usage of words will end wars. Sometimes it's a matter of wording. Sometimes it is a matter of wording. So I still urge the people who are in this political diplomatic process to, kind of control their nerves and look at both sides, at both losses, and use that language. Use the language of grief. We're grieving for the innocent human losses in general. All the innocent human losses. Let's not differentiate the human losses of Venezuelan or Palestinian or Algerian, or it's a human loss. Innocent human losses in period. This is a big deal. We should have been grieving for all the innocent human losses. We shouldn't have been differentiating which which nation you belong to or which religion you belong to. You're a human being. I care. I genuinely care. I am one of those humanitarians, and I have that set. I've worked, but my work in the States has been just humanitarian. I don't care about your religion and where you're from and all these divisions on the map. I care about you're a human, you need help. We're going to help as much as possible without hurting myself. And I care. One other thing that I care about, again, is my nations, my land, my borders, those things that I was raised to adopt and raised to, it's part of what made me humanitarian, is that I have a solid nation, and even if I don't live in Masr, if you really think about it, I haven't lived in Masr. I'm 36. All my life in Masr, if you want to add it all up, is like 3 or 4 years. 2 years when I was a kid, and 2 years recent, 2 or 3 years recently, like 5 years in total. But I still care about my homeland. I still care about the land. I still care about the people. I care about what they think. I care about their future. Like, if you really think about it, I might not be one of their futures. I'm not going to be one of those people who live in those newly made homes and electronically homes and all that. I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to go to those beaches. I don't even leave my apartment for months. Like, I don't get nothing out of it. It's just a belief. I'm not getting no fame and glam. I'm not getting on TV shows from us. I'm not getting interviews by all those, TV hostess who are very famous, and I'm not getting all this praises. I'm just sitting there caring about my nation, caring about, the next generation. What are they thinking about? How can we help them? It's part of a belief. What am I getting in return? Nothing. This is how I should become. This is how I should be. It's not about me. If I keep thinking of the word me, I always think of the devil. The devil the shaitan was thinking about himself only. He disobeyed God and he became so egoistic, and he's like, no, I'm made from fire. I'm better than Adam and Eve. And bam, he lost heaven. So, like, the characters of me, what am I getting out of it? Nothing. I'm getting that I'm doing the right thing. This makes me feel amazing about myself. And maybe God will help me out in the future in whatever I need. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's not a calculation. It shouldn't be a humane calculation. I am not going to give 100% credit to the diplomatic power of Masr that she was able to open the borders and send humanitarian aid. I'm giving God the credit. I'm giving God the credit. I'm giving those who prayed. I'm giving those who genuinely prayed. Genuinely in silence without posting on social media. Or I would post it to encourage you to pray, but those who just genuinely sat there and be like, God, please do help. Just help them because it hurts me. It's hurting me, so I'm benefiting that if you help them, I'll feel good. Those who prayed, and God answers. He answers through Masr. He used Masr or the diplomatic powers in Masr. And I am sure whenever all this is done, we're going to get a speech from our president who will be always, because he always uses God as the giver and the ultimate power, who will talk to us in a sense of God directed us. He helped us. He helped them in the negotiation. He's helping them right now. I'm not sure if they finished the summit or not, but I'm sure he's with them. He's helping them negotiate whatever that he needs to negotiate with those other nations attending peacefully, while others are just standing on the borders. And I'm honestly thinking of those who are on the borders, those powers on the borders. I am thinking of those Marines, and I'm thinking of those humans, the human fighters who are on the borders, and what they're thinking, and are they thinking like, hey, is our leadership sending us to something like Iraq or something like Afghanistan? Are we gonna just get in there and never get out? Are we never gonna see our families again? Are we doing the right thing? Are we just brainwashed? I mean, I'm sure those guys are thinking, because they saw wars before, and they saw how soldiers went to wars, and those wars were just manipulated by some diplomats. Maybe we can have the ability to talk to their powers and be like, why didn't you send your guys home? Send the boys home. Do not make them lose their families and lose everything. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's just war hurts. War definitely hurts. Or maybe somebody would have a magic stick and get those, I guess they're called now terrorists, or those who are fighting for their freedom. I'm not sure how you fight for your freedom by kidnapping people. This, to me, that doesn't work out. I want to fight for my freedom. I'm not going to kidnap somebody to fight for my freedom. It's just, it's not even ethical. It's not ethical. When Egypt fought, before, it was an army against an army, so it was ethical. There was ethics in it. But then this hostage situation is absolutely unethical, and I hope this is discussed by the diplomatic powers, where it's not part of ethical intelligence. Our intelligence community, I'm sure our intelligence community understands that such behaviors is not ethical. And if those so-called freedom fighters were just attacking a military area, so it's kind of like they're keeping it in militia to military, all right, I would understand, but I'm not going to understand this high kidnapping of people, of innocent civilians, or attacking areas of innocent civilians. I mean, yes, the world is starting to see right now, those started it, but then the reaction has been massacre from Israel, from Netanyahu. It's insane. They started something, and then your reaction was huge. So it's like both sides are wrong. Now the diplomatic power inside here will come and reassure that, you were wrong and you're wrong. You're wrong to kidnap and all the crap, and you're wrong for just going off on civilians. And this is justice is saying the truth. If you keep thinking they're here to free their lands, bro, make a strategy to free your land, or in a way that does not hold civilians hostage or hurt civilians. I don't care if those civilians believe in Judah or Muhammad. I don't care. But they're civilians. We should not, the Arab world should not give an excuse, or the Muslim world, or the Prophet ﷺ would not ever give an excuse like, we're going to go free a piece of land, but we're going to take a civilian hostage. I've never seen this in Muhammad's life. And one thing, because the Western world would think that Ummah Muhammad, or the believers of Muhammad ﷺ, the Muslim world, think that way, or that Islam taught us this. No, Islam didn't teach us to go kidnap people. Islam taught us like to prepare powers. I'm going to prepare a power. If this land is legitimately mine, I'm going to find a way to negotiate it, or coexist actually. I mean, there's always a way. Instead of just attacking people, kidnapping people. This is how May thinks. Because I don't want the Western world to again think that Muslims are terrorists, Muslims are barbaric, Muslims just go out there. We're not like that. I mean, we really are not like that. It's so important for me to get this world across. And it's important for us to say this in the summit. Because, American politicians, they use, some religious words, even French. Some of them use the words like how Muslims are, they're just aggressive. How all the terminologies of getting Islam as a religion of violence is coming back. And that's going to hurt us all. That's not fair. So to be fair, as a Muslim human being living on earth, to be fair, no, kidnapping human beings, that's a crime. No. You committed a crime right now that you kidnapped people. I don't give a shit if you treat them right. You still committed a crime. You committed a crime when you invaded a concert. I don't give a shit if you don't like them dancing. I don't give a shit if you don't. They're innocent human being dancing or whatever. So that needs to kind of be said out there. And then your reaction of bombing like people without knowing if there's a civilian or not, they don't have time to leave. So you should have been patient. Because right now you look like you're cleansing this whole ethnic group. And then what are you going to cause? Violence in the hearts. Be like, okay, we want to cleanse you back. This is sick. And what is the media doing everywhere in the world? The media is just showing the ugly sides. The media is not trying to calm it down. Why? I don't understand what kind of media during war it helps escalation. Why can't you become the media of neutrality? At least neutrality. At least say both sides. Some of the British media or personnel in the media are trying to do this. I'm going to stay neutral. Well, because you have something to worry about. You have something to lose, right? I have nothing to lose. This is why I'm out there. But if you're in the media, you should be, at this moment, you should say the truth. Or at least show that you're still gathering data. Because you understand completely when you show us pictures of kids like that, how our emotions are going to be feeling. And we understand completely when you dwell on the other side of the story, you're going to get the Western world's sympathy. And you know for sure that we don't have an Arabic English speaking personnel on the media who negotiates who shows the world both sides. We just probably had like an Egyptian, Bassem Youssef, who was quickly sarcastically talking about it. And again, when there is the humanitarian issue, the sarcasm is a great way to spread a message. However, there's a human issue right now that's hurting us. We really needed this humanitarian voice, more than the sarcastic voice. Like once things become normal, and now we want to go crazy on politics and politicians and play dirty politics, then we can get sarcastic, because we're cool. Politicians are eating and traveling, and they're going out and they're cool. But when they're humans on both sides are dying or suffering or scared, I mean sarcasm and all those, like all the voices I heard lately, those past 2 weeks, have just been to me like, you guys don't care. You guys really genuinely don't care. Nobody really cares about the actual human. And those who genuinely care will probably keep their mouths shut, and they'll just sit there and pray. because we know the media is still manipulated. But maybe this media will need help one day. Maybe something will happen in the West. Maybe something will happen to those who are controlling the media, and will need the media to be fair and not censored, so that we can help you with whenever you cry, or whenever you lose some, I don't know, you lose water, or you lose food, or you lose something. You might need us, because this is how God created us, to need each other. I don't know why that voice is not there, but we do need this voice of global peace. All right, we'll talk later.